Hey, welcome to your daily reading. It is the 10th of the 11th, 2020. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, for your personal readings, the information is in the description box below. Let's get into it. Right, so while I'm shuffling, I would like to invite you to start to think of the clarity that you require today. Ask for any things to focus on. Yeah, you will know what's on your heart. You will know what's on your head. And hopefully today's the day that comes up. Hey, great sage. Land on, baby. So yeah, I'm pulling from the sacred destiny today. And in actual fact, it's weird because I actually dreamt of the sacred destiny because I was like, right, so Eva, this is the hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, but I dreamt of using these cards and I have been using them for the last couple of days. But I don't know whether the was really cool, yeah. Oh, wait out the tin. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. You didn't need to correct yourself, yeah, sis. It's all over, it's all bait. Yeah, I know. Yeah. As happened. Try to put me on blast. I see you, you know, sis. I love it. It can't hide. Right, so we get back into it, yeah. Well, we'll just balloon up. Cold air. It's 100%, man. I can't even lie. Right. So let's find out what's going today. So, what is the energy? What is the energy? Make it plain. That was plain. You and you. Thank you. Righty ho. Hey, girl. I don't know if you came in on the I've been put on blast because Great Sage came on and I was like, oh, the wine dawning. And there was a lot of, yeah, I'm love. So, right, the energy today, beautiful. We've got change. So the energy of change always supports us accepting that change is a necessary component to elevation. Change to always seek to upskill, always seek to change, seek to become better versions. The change is almost like a shedding of an old skin, stepping into a new one. It's about looking at adventure. It's about trusting that the natural rhythm of things will naturally take you on the course that you need to go. There is no need to fear when things don't look samely, or when things are not going in the direction that you had anticipated, because this change is allowing you to see yourself in a new light, see the world in a new perspective, and challenge you and actually show you how much growth you've actually had over your course of your journey. And for me specifically, I heard 18, from 18 to like 30, that big change. Remember being 18 and feeling like you knew everything already. At that particular stage, You felt like you had clocked that particular level. Once, you kind of felt like, yeah, I've got it sewn. And then when you got to 21, there was a change in the perspective. There was a change in the outlook. There was a change in the way that you related to the world and the world related to you. By 21, you could have buy almost anything. Do you get what I'm trying to say? 18, you can buy pretty much almost everything, alcohol, cigarette, everything. You know what I mean? Although enough of us was buying and doing things like that before the legal age. But moving forward, this change, it's about looking at yourself at key points. So that 21-year-old, 25, that 30-year-old mind, the 40-year-old mind, whatever, the change in which you've seen yourself make. Hey, Vix, that sort of my mind at 25, my mind at 30, my mind at 40. All of these particular times have shown you different parts of yourself. There's different parts to be celebrated. The change is to be evaluated and to be celebrated. Um, and to actually be, yeah, I call it bring on change, yes, because it shows the next level. What more is going to be pulled out of Empress Vibrant today, this week? What more is going to be pulled out? What more am I going to see through these changes? And it could just be subtle changes that you make. One could be getting up slightly earlier. You'll feel a different type of benefit. Going to sleep slightly earlier, making those subtle changes ends up allowing you to spend your time um, doing other things, exploring, taking extra time for meditation, um, whatever it is that you need that time for. Just make subtle little changes, but be always ready for them because there's more on the horizon. So I say all of that to say embrace the changes, um, celebrate them, and really look at your journey through the changes that you made from them pivotal times, from being a tender teenager to that 21-year-old feeling like, yeah, I've got this thing sewn, then to that 25-year-old sort of slight switch, and there's a 30 awakening. It's like, incidentally, I thought I knew, but oh, I didn't know. You know what I mean? But it's that change in perspective, that change in yeah, in the way you interact, the way you evaluate yourself, the way you see yourself. It's beautiful in that energy because change is necessary. Change is necessary, definitely for evolving. Hey, expressive one, how you doing, darling? And then delight. So not only are we talking about embracing those changes, yeah, and evaluating the changes that we have made through our pivotal points in our life, like I said, that 18 to 21, 25 to 30, 30 to 40. There's different viewpoints. There's different, it's like you step into a next realm then. And it doesn't have to always be necessarily on those specific birthdays, like on the year, boom, as you turn 30, you feel different. But there is a change in the way you do things, the way you see things, and embrace that change because it's about to keep happening. Hey, sweetie, this change is about just basically embrace it, yeah, man. Embrace it because nothing's going to come and delight in that. You've got delight. I absolutely love delight. When delight comes up, it's like saying, see what I was saying to you, reflecting and sort of seeing how far you've come. Just delight in that. That's what I mean about that celebration. To delight in the wonder of changes, the seasons of our lives, watching our siblings grow from little children to teenagers, watching our community change. The what used to be the old corner shop is now, I don't know, is now a flower shop. You understand? There's changes, and we must delight in those changes, especially when they're more internal, and we are looking at all the ways that we've changed. So while saying like this celebration of change, of up leveling, being accepting of the changes, understanding that change is the only constant and is necessary for our development. if we seek to have things better or we want to have different experiences, we have to delight in the changes, delight in where we are, celebrate where we are. That is what the point of reflection is. And I keep hearing just reflection. And even from the end of October, it was a lot of observation and a lot of introspection. And I feel like it's carried on because where we're coming into this new moon, there are big changes, you know. But in order to fully embrace all of the things that we're about to do, we have to delight in where we've come, delight in where we're going, give that extra energy, that extra vibration, that extra inner knowing, that extra peace, that extra faith in where we are being taken is for a reason, and that we are actually being led to actually, oh, look at that, that just came out, it didn't even give me a chance. Okay, hold on. Right, so it's cards, some cards just, so I'm like, okay, cool. Say nothing. It's that, yeah. All right, so let's see what this is all about. Right, so the change has come up. So for some of you, the change is definitely work. We've got Pentacles, that is for career, finance, college, school, work. It's like my brain's doing a whole mazza. Setting up a business. So the changes, I heard it now. So for some of you are making changes, specific changes to the way you produce something, the way you present something. So there's a slight change in it. Don't be nervous about this slight change. It will be lucrative, and it is because you are following this idea that you don't have to stick with play it safe. You don't have to play it safe. You ain't got to stick with the same formula, you know, on that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it type of energy. If you have that energy that comes up like you want to revamp something, um, breathe new life into it, then yeah. This is the time. This is the time to start formulating and making those changes. Yeah, and for some of you, you definitely need to rest. We've got the four of swords. Four of wands talks about rest and rejuvenation. For some of you, are working really, really hard, not taking enough time to sleep, not taking enough time to relax. Um, this rest and rejuvenation is where we get that boost of energy again. If we don't have this time for rest and rejuvenation, we tend to burn out. So if the energy is of change and we're talking about having some type of change towards it, hey sweetie, some sort of change to your work and finances, and even your home, because Pentacles talks of stability. So we're talking about material, decorating, make sure in the home is in there's some type of change happening here, but don't be resistant to it. For some of you, the resistance to change is to do with, oh, just heard not to be a hypocrite. Sometimes the resistance to change is you're so used to doing something a certain way, but definitely embrace the change. And definitely, if you're somebody who don't get a lot of sleep and you're burning the candle at both ends, I would advise that the change that is going to support you to make these healthy decisions fresh mindedly, feeling rejuvenated, is to start resting at an appropriate hour. Taking some time to just, if it just means that you just close your eyes for a couple of minutes, if it just means that you stop being active for some moments and just let the body reset, just let your mind reset, because that's where these subtle changes come in. Like I was saying, when we evaluate ourselves throughout the day and we evaluate how far we've come throughout all of, there's a lot of changes, you know, especially with me, like um I've been trying to deal with conflicting thoughts that come up. So usually what I'll do, I'll be like, oh no, that oh, I couldn't possibly speak, you know, think about these things instead. And now I'm more like, okay, so this emotion has led to me to feel like this. about this situation? How can I now look at this situation in a way, change the perspective? And then I'm able to see, okay, I can look at it like, okay, I was triggered, instead of just sort of being like, I don't want to face the fact that I am triggered. And then I get internalized the anger that I was triggered. I allowed myself to step out of my peace. When just embrace it, you know what I mean? Embrace this, the shift from the internal struggle of, I ain't controlling my ish today. But even on the days that you're not controlling your ish, there is an opportunity for growth and an opportunity for change. And even if it's a subtle side thing, like I said, getting up slightly earlier, going to sleep earlier, subtle changes like making sure you're drinking more water, all of those things. And it helps you to be in that state of delight. You are delighting in where you are. You're thankful of what experiences are coming up. You know what I love as well, when Mikhail goes, yes, I'm peacefully challenged. I'm always like, I like that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because things are still gonna go on. But when you delight in the fact that, especially even with when those who are reading the 11 laws of Ma'at, yeah, um, and we're like, right, so all these trial and tribulations is the real test. So we're not talking about tests of fate now. Like, yeah, like the quest is to stay into Zen mode. The quest is to stay into Zen mode and just push out love. But in actual fact, to delight in the fact that these challenges are where we get our full, like, it's like when we get our stripes, yeah, with the most I said, yes, man, you went through that and you didn't turn bitter. Yes, man, you went through that and you still showed some kindness. Yes, man, you went through this and you still get up in the morning and give thanks. Yes, man, you go through this and you still can smile and share and laugh after all of the influence that you done gone through. That is like one of the biggest for me. It blew my mind because yes, I always understood that through challenges we become um, wiser. We that wisdom that we get, that experience, it supports our development. But to understand that that's where we get the not just sitting there and and just the world peace that I want, and I'm just going to keep sending it out there. And that's not to say that that is not necessary. It's not a necessary component to shifting the energy of the universe, because my sisters, we can heal the world. See, once we heal ourselves and heal each other, heal the way we relate to one another, and properly use our wombs for what is intended, the power, yes, we can shift this whole world. That is why they go on a constant thing to dumb down the vibration, make us feel so, oh, we've got to look at this one in a certain way. She have this type of attributes that is more conducive to this. So, she this and you understand me? She looked down all of the stuff from image, material. You understand me? I don't really like that one there because she think rare. All kind of rare that we've come up with. You know what I'm saying? Some outdated, old school vibe that's still stuck to us like glue. But peace, we are shedding it off. You know what I'm saying? We're shaking it off. But it's that inner standing is what is supporting me being able to delight in the fact that this is necessary. We have plenty of opportunities to grow. Seven of Pentacles is opportunities to grow, moving away from confusion. Because if we've got so many areas that we can be like, oh, I need to deal with that area, this area of my life, this part of my area of my life is brilliant, but this, and this, it's to delight in the fact that, right, I have some goals that I'm working towards. Some of them are more personal in their approach, in the fact that my inner peace is what I'm more focusing on. And then you might say, right, I'm focusing on this new business venture, so I'm using this energy to propel that, and so on and so forth. But delight in the fact that there is much opportunity. There is something you need to show the world. There is something you've been working on in the background. there is something that you have been tinkering on, and it's high time you show the world what you have to offer. It's high time for those who are not, doing their little love services as yet, or those who have been tinkering at this idea, wanna present, um like I said, yesterday's energy was about a community-based thing. For some of you, I could get that energy. There's something that you want to do, but there's a holdback. It's the time. Delight in the fact that there's nerves. It means you care. It means there is something to celebrate once you overcome that, once you step into it and do it anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? It's that taking action. You might as well do it. Get on and do it, man. Get on and do it. This is the action card again, and this is another page. So some of these things are in its infancy. It is very early. Pages are usually like children in the vibe, but it is things that are starting. Maybe you're getting a fresh idea, like I was saying, that change. Maybe there's a fresh idea to something that is not so new. So I went in on those explanations. I just felt, so let me get into this, into what is being activated within us. But it is definitely to accept and be open to the change, and also to delight in it, delight in what it is that you find yourself at. What are you, you know what it is for me personally? When I look at that delight card, I'm starting to get excited by the goals that I've put on my lists. Yeah. I started to, thank you, darling. I've started to really get excited. Whereas before, although I'm a note person and a list maker, at times, if I look at my lists and I have not given my due diligence or attention to those, it gives me a sense of, it's like it's incomplete. You know what I mean? It's incomplete, that kind of energy. Um, so for me now, it's like I delight in the fact that whether I can tick off that thing within the specific week, then I'm more excitable by the fact that, well done, I've done that. Those things I had to take into the next week, like I had something on my list from last week, um, and I only managed to do it yesterday. But I delight in that. Do you know what I mean? I delight in the fact that, okay, I didn't get it done this week, but I brought it into next week. I didn't just say, oh, I didn't even, and you can lose the will sometimes, you know what I mean? But I'm delighting in the fact that, yeah, I got stuff to be dozen. Yeah, I've got stuff to be dozen. But if it doesn't get done within the week that I had anticipated, it's not the end of the world, you know. I just give thanks for what I have done. You know what I mean? So what is being activated within us is individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. Yes, yes. Go ahead and sprinkle out that love in the world today. That only you can do, and the only way that you can do it. Yeah, there's only one you. Feeling attacked. Oh no, you make me laugh about the love services. Do what you have to do when you're ready, and no rush. But this is embrace the nerves, embrace what it is. Because I know Camila, from the way you speak in the great groups, that you are very knowledgeable, that you have a lot to offer. So when you're good and ready, so maybe the embrace of change is sort of the nerves around it. Yeah, and you're just like, yeah. So you just take your time or delight in the fact that there's nerves, you care, you know what I'm saying? You want, you want to do, but yeah, spread that unique stamp of love that only you have, embrace that. You know what I'm saying? There can only be one me. Can't nobody. You know the rest. Okay, I know we're a bit conflicted about the brother, but here what it is now. Yeah, life I have to live. Okay, all right. Right, let me just wrap this up. Freedom. You are releasing any self imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. So yes, free up on yourself, free up on yourself, free up on yourself. Yeah, man, free up. And only you know, only you, yeah, because everybody do their thing look away different, yeah. So let the individuality shine, free yourself and release them self-imposed restrictions, yeah, self or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. Share with us. Share. Yes, thank you, Donna. It is a tune regardless. Acho. Last card I'm going to end on because time is running. Discernment. All right. You are developing the skills to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. But, say it again. Hey, discernment now. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. Come on now. Yeah. Having that individuality, being you, letting go of them limitations. Yeah. And being discerning. Palm, you're good. Change one. You delight in it to give thanks and praises for, yeah, I mean, oh yeah, oh yeah. Right, well, time just run away from it. But blessings and love. Well, this is it. It's a part of it, man. Minari is not Natalia, and everything played their role. But yes, my darlings, you have yourself a bliss day, and I'm gonna catch you over on Mikkel's live. Take care, my darlings. So, what a lovely reading this dawning. Like I said, if you are not following me on IG, that is at Empress Vibrant, all one word, all lowercase. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Yeah, I look forward to connecting with you. And all your information is in the description box below for your personal readings. Okay, bliss day. Love.